have you ever found yourself in that really frustrating spot?
What's that?
You've got this amazing 4K setup, right? Great source, great screen.
Yep.
But you need to get the signal across a big room. Or maybe even, like, to another building.
Oh, the distance problem.
Exactly. Yeah. And your standard HDMI cable just, well, it gives up the quality tanks or you get nothing.
It's a classic bottleneck for high def, especially over distance.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into something designed precisely for that.
Okay, what have we got?
It's the WolfPack 4K 30 Hz HDMI Extender. Goes up to 360 feet, and it has two-way IR control.
The WolfPack extenders, I know them. Solid tech.
Our mission here is to unpack what it does, how it actually works its magic,
right,
and why it's such a game changer for anyone needing that long-distance video, home theaters, professional AV, you name it.
Makes sense.
And we're basing this on the details from HDTV Supply's own product info.
Good source. So where do we start? The basic problem.
Yeah, let's start there. We know HDMI has limits. So what is an HDMI extender, really? How does it solve this?
Okay, so fundamentally, an HDMI extender tackles that distance limit you mentioned.
Which is usually, what, 25, 50 feet maybe for good quality?
Pretty much, yeah. Especially when you get into higher resolutions like 4K. It just degrades fast.
Yeah.
So the extender, it cleverly converts that HDMI signal. It basically repackages it.
Repackages it.
So it can travel over standard network cables.
Yeah.
COT6, COT6A, COT-K7, the stuff that's often already in walls.
Ah, okay. So it uses networking infrastructure.
Exactly, which is much more robust over distance. This specific WolfPack 1, part number HDTV key CAS-T120TR.
Got it.
It's actually a pair. You get a transmitter, the TX unit that goes by your source.
Like your Blu-ray player or computer.
Yeah. And then a receiver unit, the RX, connects to your display at the far end.
Simple TXRX setup.
Yep. And the really impressive part, this model pushes that signal up to 120 meters.
120 meters. That's the 360 feet, right?
That's the 360 feet. Over just a single network cable, 86 or better, wired using the standard IE568B spec.
Which ensures it just works reliably.
Correct. And the big advantage, the low use cost they mentioned, it means you're using affordable common network cable instead of crazy expensive specialized long-run HDMI cables, which barely even exist for that distance.
That makes total sense. Leverage common infrastructure. Much cheaper, easier to install, probably.
Definitely.
But okay, you're sending video over network cable. The huge question is always quality. What are we talking about here? Any compromises, any delay?
And that's really where this specific extender stands out. It transmits uncompressed, full HD 4K video at 30 hertz.
Uncompressed, so literally no loss in quality.
Exactly. Pixel for pixel, perfect. Just like using a short cable. Max resolution is 3840 by 2160 at 30 hertz.
Okay, 4K 30 hertz.
And it's backward compatible too, so 1080p, 720p, all good. Works with older displays.
Nice flexibility. But the delay part?
Latency.
Crucially, zero latency.
Zero, really. Over 360 feet. That's what the specs say. And it's critical.
No
noticeable delay between the source and the screen.
Wow. Okay, who needs that? I mean, obviously gamers.
Oh, absolutely gamers. Live presentations, video conferencing, anywhere that lag would just ruin the experience. Think about lip sync issues in video calls or presentations.
Right, or missing a crucial shot in a game.
Yeah,
disaster.
Exactly. It also supports the necessary standards like HDMI 1.4.
Okay.
And HTTP 1.4. That's the copy protection handshake. You need it for Blu-rays, streaming services.
So you don't just get a blank screen with protected content.
Precisely. And the tech specs like the 340 millihertz pixel clock and 10.2 Gbps data rate.
Yeah. What do those mean in practice?
It's basically the bandwidth. It just confirms it has enough horsepower, enough data throughput to handle that uncompressed 4K signal without choking.
Got it. So the pipeline is wide enough for the signal.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, zero latency 4K over that distance is seriously impressive. I can see how critical that is for gamers or live events. Even a tiny delay would be noticeable, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
It's not just noticeable, it can be completely disruptive. Imagine a surgeon watching a medical camera feed with lag. Or, like you said, a gamer reacting a split second too late.
Good point. It's non-negotiable in those fields.
Totally. What you see is exactly what's happening right when it happens.
So it handles the video perfectly. What else does this extender bring to the table? Any other clever features? It sounds like more than just a signal pipe.
It definitely is. They've added some really useful things. First up is the bidirectional IR.
Okay, two-way IR control. What does that let you do?
It means you can use your remote control for the source device, say your cable box, even when you're standing at the TV 300 feet away.
Ah, so point the remote at the receiver near the TV and it sends the command back to the source.
Exactly. And it works the other way, too. Control the display from the source end. It supports the common IR frequencies, 20 to 60 kilohertz.
That is super convenient. No more walking back and forth to change channels or settings.
It gives you seamless control wherever you are. Then there's the HDMI loop out on the transmitter.
Loop out. What's that for?
It's an extra HDMI output port right there on the transmitter unit next to your source.
Okay, so you can plug in a second screen.
Precisely. You could have a small monitor right next to your source device for checking the signal, or just a convenient local display without needing a whole separate extender set.
Handy for monitoring or confidence checks. I like that.
Very useful. And then there's the built-in EDID function.
EDID sounds technical.
It is a bit, but it's really important for compatibility. EDID stands for Extended Display Identification Data.
Okay.
Think of it like the display telling the source device, hey, here's what I can handle these resolutions, these audio formats.
Ah, like a capabilities list.
Exactly. The extender manages this communication, this handshake, automatically. It helps ensure your source sends a signal the display actually understands.
So fewer situations where you plug it in and just get a black screen or weird resolution?
Much fewer. It smooths out those compatibility issues between different devices.
That sounds like it saves a lot of potential headaches.
It really does. And finally, just the basic fact that it uses standard Ethernet cables makes installation so much more convenient.
Yeah, you mentioned that. If you've ever tried fishing a thick HDMI cable with its big connector through a wall,
Right, Mayor?
compared to a slim network cable, it's night and day.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if the network wiring is already there.
Yeah.
Plug and play, pretty much.
Okay, so ease of use, control, compatibility checks.
Okay.
It's ticking a lot of boxes. What about the actual build? Is it sturdy? Is it going to last if it's tucked away somewhere?
Yeah, they seem to have focused on that too. It has an aluminum alloy housing.
Oh, metal, not plastic.
Right, metal, which makes it feel really solid, durable. Good for heat dissipation too, probably.
Definitely more robust than plastic.
And it has built-in ESD protection.
Electrostatic discharge, like static shocks.
Exactly. Those little zaps can actually damage sensitive electronics. This protection helps safeguard the internal components, makes it more reliable, especially in, say, dry environments or installations where it might get handled.
Good thinking. Reliability is key for infrastructure stuff.
For sure. Size-wise, it's tiny. About 3.2 by 3.3 by 0.7 inches. Very compact.
Easy to hide away then.
Yep. And power consumption is low, max 4 watts, running off a little DC 5E adapter.
Be efficient.
And it's rated for a pretty wide operating temperature range, 23 degrees Fahrenheit up to 158. And handles humidity too.
So it should be fine in most indoor environments, even maybe a slightly warm closet or rack.
Seems built for reliable long-term use in various conditions.
Sounds like a really solid piece of kit, physically and electronically. You know, often the company behind the tech matters too. What about WolfPack and HDTV Supply?
Right. So WolfPack is HDTV Supply's own brand. They're not new to this. They've been around a while. Certified since way back in 2003.
Wow, over 20 years in the business.
Yeah, 24 years. And they're an hdbased.org approved adopter.
HDBased, that's another standard for sending AV over network cables, right?
It is. Being an approved adopter means they're involved with and adhere to industry standards for this kind of high-quality AV transmission. It shows a commitment.
So they know what they're doing in this space.
Seems so. Plus, this extender comes with a 3-year warranty from WolfPack.
3 years is pretty decent for electronics.
It is. And the price point they list, $150. For this capability, it seems quite competitive.
Yeah, $150 for reliable 4K over 360 feet with IR and loop out. That actually sounds pretty good value.
I'd agree, especially compared to the alternatives or potential installation costs otherwise.
Okay, so bringing it all together for the listener, we've talked specs, features, build quality. Where does this actually get used? What are the killer applications?
Well, connecting all those dots, the distance, the quality, the zero latency, the control, it's ideal for a bunch of real-world scenarios.
Like?
Think about HD conference systems, sending laptop presentations across a big boardroom to a projector or large display.
Without lag, yeah. Critical there.
Or HD video shooting. Maybe you need to monitor the camera feed from a director station quite far from the actual camera.
Right, a remote video village setup.
Exactly. Multimedia education systems distributing a signal from one source to multiple classrooms or lecture hall screens.
Makes sense for schools, universities.
And definitely HD digital advertising and signage. Getting that crisp 4K content onto screens, spread throughout a mall, an airport, a museum.
Where running long HDMI just isn't feasible or cost-effective.
Precisely. I've seen situations where people just accepted fuzzy video over long runs because they didn't know solutions like this existed. Seeing uncompressed 4K arise perfectly over a simple network cable can be a real eye-opener.
It changes the game for where you can place displays.
Absolutely. It boils down to that: long transmission distance, low use cost, convenient installation, and good compatibility. It just provides a really stable, efficient way to move high-quality HDMI around.
So we've taken this deep dive into the WolfPack 4K 30 Hz HDMI extender. It really seems like a robust, very high performance and genuinely practical fix for that long distance HDMI problem.
Yeah, it blends the tech specs, uncompressed 4K, zero latency, with thoughtful features like the IR control and the loop out.
All aimed at keeping the signal perfect and making it easy to use using cables people often already have.
That's the key: leveraging that existing, affordable network infrastructure.
You know, thinking about this leads to a bigger question, doesn't it?
Hmm.
We live in this world now that demands ultra-high-definition video everywhere. Distributed screens are becoming the norm.
True.
How much do we rely on these specialized, sort of hidden devices like this extender to make it all seem seamless? We just expect the perfect picture to show up, but there's often some clever engineering like this making it happen behind the scenes.
That's a great point. There's a whole hidden layer of technology: extenders, splitters, matrix switches,
Right.
quietly enabling the experiences we take for granted. We usually only notice when it doesn't work.
Exactly. So what other invisible tech is shaping our digital world? And maybe how close are we really getting to a future where even this kind of high fidelity signal can travel reliably without any wires? That's something to